Hi everyone, I'm Chris Hernandez and this is the Weekly Report, your look at news from the city of Kansas City, Missouri. When you think of the city market, you probably think about coming here to pick up fresh fruits and vegetables from your local farmers. Plenty of that always, but there are also some other great activities. We're talking about yoga classes, First Fridays with painting classes, or even vintage flea markets on Sundays. And now there's a new one. On the final Friday of every month, now through September, you can come here for something called Flicks on the Bricks. It's movie night. Bring the whole family, bring all your friends. You can come here as early as 7 o'clock to set out your lawn chairs and blankets. There's a pre-show with some live music starting at 8 o'clock, and then the movie rolls at 9. Keep in mind that admission and parking are free. Don't even have to bring a cooler because we have a cash bar available. So be sure to check it out with all of the information at thecitymarket.org. It is so bright outside during the summer that you can just use the sun for energy and lighting, and that is much more efficient. So join us for a very special day. You simply turn off the lights for 1 hour and use daylight instead of energy. It's a simple way to be more green and save some green. Join us for Daylight Hour. It's on Friday, June 22nd from noon to 1. Last year, participants across the U.S. saved enough energy to power 9,400 homes for an entire day. So if your office is planning to participate, be sure to tweet us your pics of saving energy on that day and use the hashtag DaylightKC. Did you know that you can recommend local projects that bring your tax dollars back to your block? That's right, we have an opportunity for you. It's a chance to suggest a project at an upcoming PIAC meeting. The Public Improvements Advisory Committee is holding a series of public hearings this summer. We want to hear from you. There are a couple of meetings going on this week. Monday, June 18th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the KCPD North Patrol Division, which is located at 11,000 Prairie View Road. And then Tuesday, June 19th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Hillcrest Community Center, 10401 Hillcrest Road, to serve the south part of the city. Another meeting will then be held Monday, July 9th from 6 to 8 p.m. at Grace and Holy Trinity Cathedral, which is located at 415 West 13th Street, right in the heart of downtown. For more information and the complete PIAC meeting schedule, just go to kcmo.gov/PIAC. The city's summer curfew is now in effect, so parents and teens, listen up. This is your chance to know what's the right thing to do this summer. For minors 15 and younger, the curfew is set at 10 p.m. For ages 16 and 17, the curfew is 11 p.m. in most parts of the city. But anyone under age 18 must be with a parent or guardian after 9 p.m. in any of the city's 5 entertainment districts. This curfew will be enforced through September. And for more information and all the details, just go to our website at kcmo.gov/curfew. And now that we do have a summer curfew, we also like to provide extra activities for kids so that you have something to do during the summer. The annual Mayor's Nights programs offer safe evening activities for kids at parks and community centers. Sports programs and Club KC activities are also available, and for more information as well as to register, visit kcmo.gov. Okay, so the 4th of July is on a Wednesday this year. Be sure to enjoy the holiday. Remember that City Hall is closed on that day only during that week, but trash and recycling collection is on the holiday schedule the second half of the week, meaning it shifts to one day later. So instead of Wednesday, it's Thursday, and so on through the week. However, it's also a no tag period, trash amnesty. We all love that because you can put out as many bags as you'd like without having to buy the extra trash tags. And that continues for an entire week, all the way into the next week. So be sure to take advantage of that and do some cleaning up over the holiday weekend. Well, thanks for watching this episode of the Weekly Report. We always want to provide information that you can use about your city. So let us know if you have any ideas for things you'd like to learn about. Email us at communications@kcmo.org. Also, if you want to watch past episodes, just be sure to go to our website at kcmo.gov/channel2, or you can go directly to our YouTube channel. Speaking of more videos, stay where you are. We have a whole bunch coming up next.
It is my pleasure to welcome you all to Luce Park, 68 acres, and to celebrate Arbor Day 2018. He that plants trees loves others beside himself, and that's by Thomas Fuller.
Lord, as we come to you today, we thank you for the beauty of your creation, the trees that offer us shelter and shade and food and building materials and even paper products. We thank you for the aesthetic beauty of trees and the awe that they give us, even inspiration as we sit quietly in an orchard or a forest or even in a park like this and enjoy the beauty of your creation and experience your presence.
For 30 years, the City of Kansas City has reached all the goals they need to become a Tree City USA by Arbor Day Foundation. So that's very impressive. This year they get a special award for 30 years. So congratulations, Kansas City.
Many of our presidents were obsessed with trees, although George Washington did not chop down his father's favorite cherry tree. But Thomas Jefferson was a skilled horticulturist, and he planted many species on his estate at Monticello. Washington and Jefferson even traded seedlings at the first Constitutional Congress. Teddy Roosevelt, of course, profoundly shaped this country by his ideas of wilderness and forests, and in turn, he created our national forests and the national forest system. Very few people appreciate that Franklin Roosevelt's love for trees ran very deep as well. For many years, he listed his profession as tree grower rather than lawyer or politician.
Good morning. If planting a tree is to plant for the future, then surely planting a fruit tree is an act of feeding the future. It is this future that the founders of Giving Grove, Kevin, Greg, and Ray, are planning for. Not only planting orchards in communities, but empowering stewardship teams comprised of individuals from the orchards communities to care and nurture for them.
You know, every great and important movement in our world that we live in requires a really great idea. It requires an idea person to make things happen and change in the world that we live in. And we're fortunate here in that Kevin and a couple of his colleagues came up with what I believe to be a brilliant idea. Let's teach people, neighborhoods, how to grow their own healthy food. Let's empower them with the tools to be successful. Let's teach them about the importance of soil biology and keeping that soil healthy so that that tree can build a strong immune system. And we're very excited about the fact that we now have 145 of these little orchards growing in our city with neighborhoods caring for them.
We recognize that some communities have multiple environmental and health stressors, and some of these very same communities have been identified as food deserts. This group certainly recognizes all the environmental benefits of trees, but the project goes a step further and will provide, again, healthy, fresh food in neighborhoods where healthy food sources may be miles away. $30,000 grant EPA has awarded last year to the Giving Grove through the Kansas City Community Gardens hopefully will help repurpose vacant properties and bring sustainable food production practices to Kansas Cityans in the urban core. And while it may be a small grant, I think you folks, more than any others, understand that not one of these large trees around us didn't start from a small seed. So we hope that that's the case here with this program as well.
The Broadway Bridge is such a well-known landmark that the state of Missouri recently renamed it the Buck O'Neil Bridge in honor of a local sports hero. Then, the state discovered that the bridge was falling apart and there was no money to replace it. Right away, Kansas City leaders knew this was bad news.
Cutting off one of those bridges would be devastating to this city.
Almost 45,000 vehicles drive across the bridge every day, but it's more than 60 years old. It's a vital connection to both the downtown and international airports, and it also connects downtown Kansas City to fast-growing neighborhoods and nearby cities north of the river.
The Buck O'Neil Bridge is not a city asset as much as it's a regional asset because it serves not only Kansas City, but it serves multiple jurisdictions and other communities around.
But the state said it could only afford to repair the bridge. It would be a temporary fix, not a permanent replacement. And the work would include closing the bridge for 2 years.
To have it shut down for 2 years would be an economic and physical calamity.
We felt like we probably just needed to go ahead and replace it.
Replacing it with something bigger, wider, better with bike pedestrian crossing would be much preferable, and it wouldn't be shut down for 2 years.
Here's the math. The original state plan was a repair job costing $50 million. A new bridge would cost $200 million. So the city negotiated with the state, which then increased its commitment to $100 million if the city could come up with the other half. Kansas City did exactly that, generating the local match in 2 ways. First, we talked to 8 cities and counties whose residents also depend upon the bridge daily. They agreed to a regional solution which commits 2 cycles of federal surface transportation program funding to the bridge. That will generate $40 million. Kansas City voters approved the other $60 million on April 3, 2018, when they renewed a capital improvement sales tax that includes bridge funding. A new bridge can be built alongside the old one while the old one stays open, and that will prevent an economic slowdown that could be caused if the bridge were to close for repairs. Planning for a new bridge is already underway as part of the Beyond the Loop planning process. This includes gathering community feedback on possible designs. Now that this coalition of cities has pledged regional sacrifice and support, it's time for Congress to allocate a federal share.
We've done our part. Now we need the federal government to step up and do its part.
Allocating a large match of federal funds will send a strong message to metro areas nationwide that working together to create cooperative solutions is good governance that will be rewarded.
Today we are at the John Warnell House Museum, located at 61st and Warnell Road, a landmark that is on the National Register of Historic Places. And we are with Executive Director Carrie Nichols to tell us about upcoming programming that is supported by the Neighborhood Tourist Development Fund. Carrie, thank you for taking time to talk to us today.
Thank you for coming out today.
And you've got lots of activities and events that are happening here and at another related museum, the Alexander Major's House. Can you tell us about some of the upcoming events?
Absolutely. So we have an abundance of events taking place at the John Warnell House Museum as well as the Alexander Major's House Museum and Barn. And we're coming up on summer. And so we really focus in the summer on a lot of our youth programming, particularly our summer camps. Our summer camps are very popular, and we really get the kids out and engaged with demonstrations and all types of activities from storytelling to crafts that really focus on different aspects of the mid-19th century, including the Civil War, of course, early women's history, westward expansion. And, you know, the kids come back. We have camps in June and July, and they're week-long camps. But we also have day options, which is new for us this year. And so we've got a lot of people in the community that are really excited about that opportunity. And we even have some kids that have signed up for both months.
Great. And what ages are we talking for the summer camp?
Sure. So we really focus on ages 6 through 12. But we have kids that come back year after year, and they really kind of become a family to us. And after they leave us at the age of 12, they're eligible to come back as junior volunteers and help out with the younger kids during the summer camp program. And we really encourage that as well.
And what role do you see that historic sites like these museums play for the community?
Historic sites like the Warnell and the Majors House Museums really serve as authentic locations to immerse yourself and learn about history. Really no other way to do it. You're here on site and just to touch base with yourself in that time period. And so we see that as so important to be immersive and on-site. We also have programs off-site. We do a lot of programs off-site on request. So we do like to go out into the community as well and share information about what we're doing, and hopefully bring in more people to the house museums too.
And with all of the programming that you have set up, where's the best place to find information, current information?
We have a very active website, so warnellmajors.org. On that website, we would encourage you to sign up for our emails, and we would send you very detailed information about all of our current programming. And we're also very active on social media, so do not forget to visit us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for taking time in this beautiful space to tell us about your programs.
Thank you.
The Neighborhood Tourist Development Fund supports local nonprofits that bring cultural, social, educational, and recreational activities to our area. To learn about additional upcoming events, visit kcmo.gov/ntdf.